Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Football. Match day 4 reaction. Absolutely crazy week. Somehow, I ended up getting 93 points this week. Let me know how many points you got this match day, but what a crazy week. It's big, like, if I take you through the journey, it is absolutely crazy. Welcome to Fantasy Football. And we think we get enough stress from FPL and all the other fantasy games. Champions League Fantasy was absolutely crazy this week. So by Saturday, 3 days before the deadline, I hadn't played my wildcard. I thought my team was looking good. I had Haaland, I had Bellingham, I had Odegaard in the team. But across that weekend, obviously Odegaard didn't play for Arsenal. We heard that he could miss the Champions League game. Haaland picked up a knock in the Premier League game, and I thought since they have Chelsea in the next weekend, he could be rested. There was a lot of rumors that he will be rested. Bellingham picked up an injury as well over the weekend, and there was a lot of rumors of him being rested as well. I think I had Dumfries. There was a lot of rumors of him not playing as well. So I decided, you know what, to have like 5 players who could be rested or are injured, and I also have a couple of. I had three Leipzig defenders, two defenders, and a goalkeeper. I was like, no, I think Red Star will score. I think I have to play my wild card right now because of this many injuries. And I did not. I also had Doku in my team, and I wasn't sure he was going to start, and he didn't start. So one of the main reasons I played my wildcard was because I didn't want to miss out on the Real Madrid games, the Bayern Munich game, and also the Man City game. I felt like Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich were all going to score like 3-4 goals. Man City ended up scoring 3, Real Madrid scored 3, Bayern Munich scored 2. I didn't want to miss on the Man City points, mainly Man City points, and also because of the injuries, I really had to play the wildcard. So I played the wildcard. If you watch the deadline stream, it was absolutely crazy. Played the wildcard. I was still so confused. Literally, I played my wildcard on that Tuesday, the deadline day. And I think that is the latest I've ever played my wildcard on any game. On FPL, I usually play it like a week before, and then I have time to decide on the picks. And in the Champions League Fantasy, I also pick it like a week before and I decide on the picks as the time goes by. This was the latest I've ever activated the chip. I activated it. I was still debating whether to play Bellingham, debating whether to keep Haaland in the team because I've always told you guys, Haaland and Bellingham, whenever they're fit, you have to have them in your Champions League fantasy team. I said on the deadline stream, Haaland and Bellingham, I feel like one of them is going to play, and I feel like one of them is not going to play. Guess which one I went for? I went with Bellingham, and I took out Erling Haaland out of my team. Absolute disaster. Let me tell you, when I saw Haaland scoring that first goal, he got a penalty within like the first 10 minutes of that game. I was devastated, but I was like, you know what? It's still just 6 points. He's still not going to get man of the match and all that. He got the second goal. Alvarez did not start the game. I went for Julian Alvarez instead of Haaland. Alvarez was benched for the first time in like I don't know how many months. That was an absolute disaster. Alvarez, on top of that, I captained Alvarez. So let me go through my team and show you guys how many disasters were there. But on Wednesday, I was literally saved. So this is how my team was looking. In terms of goalkeepers, I had Ramiro and I also had Blaswich. So yesterday I had Blaswich in my team, the Leipzig goalkeeper. They are actually looking very capable of keeping a clean sheet until they conceded late on. They still won the game, but they conceded late on. He made 3 saves. He got 3 points, not the end of the world. But I guess it was an easy decision to switch to Ramiro, the Real Sociedad goalkeeper. And I was watching that game. For most of the game, it didn't look like Benfica were going to score. It was looking like Real Sociedad were going to win that game like 6-0 or something. So I was hoping for a clean sheet. But literally a couple of minutes after in the second half, a couple of minutes into the second half, Benfica score and they ruined my clean sheet as well. But I didn't regret it because both Ramiro and Blasic got 3 points, so there was not a big difference there, me taking out Blasic for Ramiro. Defensively, Rico Lewis saved me. He got 9 points. I actually had a shot cleared off the line as well. Could have been more points. I think that is one of the good decisions I made this week because I think in terms of ownership, let me just check how many people have Rico Lewis is owned by 1%. So that was a massive differential for me. I went with Rico Lewis instead of Ake. He started in midfield. And He got recovery points. He got an assist as well. So that was a very, very good pick. Rico Lewis getting me 9 points there. I was happy with that one. I also had David Drum in my team yesterday. He got 4 points. I was debating whether to take him out or not because I had Di Lorenzo on the bench. So at the end of the day, I went with David Drum on the bench and I brought in Di Lorenzo. Obviously, Di Lorenzo ended up getting 3 points, so I lost out on 1 point there. But it was looking very positive once again. Di Lorenzo actually assisted a goal in the first half. It was looking like I was up for like 7-8 points. They were looking very comfortable in the game again. It wasn't looking like Union Berlin were going to score. Union Berlin have lost like 12 games in a row. I was confident in terms of getting a clean sheet then, maybe at least 6 points from Di Lorenzo. The goal was disallowed and Union Berlin scored in the second half and Di Lorenzo ended up getting 3 points. So at the beginning of Wednesday, after those first 2 kickoffs, I was absolutely dreading what I was going to get. But I'll come to how the players who played in the last game saved me. Speaking of the players who played in the last game, William Saliba got me 8 points. Arsenal kept a clean sheet. I was really, really happy. Yesterday, I was considering going with 3 Arsenal players, but I felt like since Arsenal has a lot of injuries, with Odegaard out, Jesus out, Nketiah out, Partey out, maybe Sevilla would score, but Sevilla had 1 shot, and that 1 shot came in the 93rd minute. Literally 1 shot the whole game, on target or off target, 1 shot. So Saliba with 8 points. I think he got ball recoveries as well. Let me see. Yes, he had 6 ball recoveries. Absolutely incredible. 8 points for Saliba. So at the end of the day, my defense wasn't too bad. Saliba, Lewis, and Di Lorenzo. I lost out on 1 point from replacing David Drum with Di Lorenzo, lost 1 point. I also had Cancelo 4 points in the team, but I took him out and I brought in Kimmich. So I gained 3 points there. Let's go to my midfield. Speaking of 3 points, Kimmich 7 points, gaining 3 points. Kimmich got 7 points. He assisted Harry Kane's goal. The goal was disallowed, but they checked it and they gave it as a goal. So I was very relieved to see that being allowed because many people are transferring out Kimmich this week, and I brought him in because he was suspended in the league. He didn't play, and I brought him in. He got me 7 points. I'm really happy with that return. It was looking like it was going to be a disaster. When I looked at the scoreline and Bayern Munich were a 0-0, like in the 65th minute with Galatasaray, it would have been a disaster. Çalhanoğlu got 3 points. Maybe I should have taken him out. I only kept him in my team because I felt like they're going to fight with Real Sociedad until the final day in terms of top spots, so they're not really going to be rested. Teams like Bayern and Man City, you have to be careful because some of the players could be rested if they go through. I think all of them have gone through, but if they clinch top spot, I think it will be done and they could be rested. Foden got 8 points as well. So these two, I know I didn't have Haaland, but these two kind of saved me too much damage. If I didn't have Phil Foden, it would have been even more of a disaster, but he scored a goal, a very good goal. Could have had an assist as well, 8 points. And then Bukayo Saka got me 14 points. That is another player that absolutely saved me because I had Odegaard yesterday and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka because Odegaard is an injury dart. Let me just go with Bukayo Saka. He got a goal, he got an assist. I was very close to captaining him, but I was too scared to captain a team that I support because if Arsenal end up losing, it would be a disastrous day for me. So I ended up captaining a striker, a very, very dependable striker. So Saka, he got player of the match as well, as you can see. So very, very good return from him. And Arsenal have another home game next time against Lens. So very comfortable. I'm confident in that one as well. Bellingham, 0 points. That was a disaster as well. As I said at the beginning, I decided to go for Haaland instead of I decided to go for Bellingham instead of Haaland, instead of the other way around. And Bellingham didn't play, so I basically ended up playing with 10 men in my team. So 93 points from 10 men, I'll take it. That is a huge relief for me. Up front, my 2 decisions were very, very good. So they saved my week on that final day. I think going into Wednesday, I had like 28 points, and then Saka, Kane, and Rodrigo, Saliba as well, Kimmich all went off, scoring 7+ points, all of them. Harry Kane got 2 goals very late on. He got player of the match as well. I captained him, so if I captained Saka, I would have gained 2 more points. But Harry Kane, 26 points, I'll take it. How many points did Haaland score? 8, 10. I think Haaland got 13 points, almost similar. No, I think he got 14. I think he scored one of the goals from outside the box. So it would have been a disaster. If Kane didn't score, it would have been a disastrous week. So I'm very, very happy Kane scored and got player of the match. And so did Rodrigo. He scored scored, he assisted, and he got player of the match as well. And those 3 player of the match awards absolutely saved me this week. Kane, Rodrigo, and Saka, they limited the damage, and at the end of the day, it ended up being not damage, but actually a very, very good week. Scored 93 points, my best week so far this season, and I've actually climbed ranks, I think, overall from 70k to 5k. So ultimately turned out to be a very, very good week. Harry Kane, Rodrigo, Saka, Foden, Çalhanoğlu, Kimmich, not Çalhanoğlu, Kimmich, Saliba, Lewis, all of them did very, very well. So let me know how many points you scored this week. A few players that I'm gutted I didn't go for. I was actually very scared that I didn't go for a Porto player and a Real Sociedad player. Luckily, Brais Mendes ended up missing a penalty, so I was very, very lucky there. Let me check the results here as well. Shakhtar beat Barcelona 1-0, so I also had Joao Felix in my team. Luckily, I took him out when you didn't see him in the starting 11 for Barcelona. So that was a good result for me. Unfortunately, Cancelo didn't keep a clean sheet, but he's highly owned, so I don't mind that one. Dortmund beat Newcastle 2-0. I did have Schlotterbeck in my team in matchday 3. I didn't have him in matchday 4, so maybe I should have kept him. But if he picked up a yellow card, he would have been suspended. Porto beat Antwerp 2-0. Ivan Nilsson scored, so if you went for him, well done. Atletico Madrid 6-0. Considered Morata. I put him in all the teams, the Wildcard, the Limitless videos, but I just couldn't go for him. As you can see, I wanted to go for Kane and Rodrigo. If I had gone for Morata instead of Alvarez, then I would have been looking at 100 plus points. Lazio beat Feyenoord 1-0. Milan beat PSG 2-1. Man City beat Young Boys 3-0. Leipzig won 2-1 as well. Xavi Simons is another one I was considering. If I had gone for Xavi Simons instead of Bellingham, like I had on that Wildcard before I changed it, it would have been a great week. Even greater week, let me say. Real Sociedad 3, Benfica 1, Real Madrid 3, Braga 0. I was considering Vinicius, but I just didn't have the money, and I wanted Kane instead. I don't think that is a big deal. Bayern Munich beating Galatasaray 2-1. Happy I wanted Kane. I'm really, really happy Galatasaray scored as well, because I thought, man, I've just taken out Alphonso Davies for 3 weeks. I predicted Galatasaray to score, and then they keep a clean sheet. I was very, very relieved to see Galatasaray score. Copenhagen beating Man United 4-3. Bruno scored. Højlund scored. So if you went for them, well done. But as I've always told you guys, I don't trust Man United at the moment. The next game is away at Galatasaray. That is going to be a decider, and Rashford is now suspended. If you went for Rashford, I'm sorry. Arsenal 2, Sevilla 0. If you went for Trossard, well done. I went for Saka and Saliba there. PSV beating Lens 1-0. They kept a clean sheet. And Inter Milan beating Salzburg 1-0. So if you had Soma and Damian as well, all those guys, well done to you. But ultimately, it isn't a bad week. Let me know which players, how many points you scored, which players did the best for you. There's now 3 weeks before the next Champions League deadline, so I wouldn't make my subs right now. If you're playing your wildcard, you can activate it right now, and then you make changes throughout the international break and all that. But if you just have the 2 transfers, don't make your transfers right now, because as you can see, disasters can happen. You can have like 3-4 injuries during the international break, and you don't have anything to do. So I'd wait until after the international break that weekend, like 3-4 days before the games, then I start considering which players I'd go for. But personally, for me, I'm not going to make any changes until that Tuesday when there's a deadline. So before then, you'd expect videos for best limitless team, best wildcard team as well, team selection video, tips video, all that. So let me know how many points you scored. Which position are you in the Everything Football League? I think I'm 14th. I'm actually very, very, very happy with that one in the Everything Football League. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.